Garrett, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jim. How are you?
I am living the dream. Welcome to the Check a Pro Radio Show. Thank you so much for being a soft wash expert here on the program. And for those of you who don't know what soft wash is, we're going to get into that a little bit. But a question has come into the radio program, which is a fair question. Is soft washing environmentally friendly? We've talked about this a little bit before. You guys use some chemical products that are necessary to clean. And I think it's a fair question. Is soft washing environmentally friendly?
Yeah, Jim, and the answer to that question is yes. I mean, at least the way that Maverick Soft Wash does it. And so we have what we call our Good Stewards Program. And what the Good Stewards Program is we have bleach, okay? Sodium hypochlorite. It's the main ingredient in a soft washing solution. Anybody that says they don't use it is lying to you. It's the number one way a soft washer cleans. It's what's going to kill the mold, mildew, and the algae. But bleach in itself, sodium hypochlorite, is biodegradable. It's gonna biodegrade within 20 days of entering the environment. It's going to turn to salt. Okay, most of us put salt on our French fries, so it's going to go right back into the environment. But then all of our chemical additives. So, we talked before, we have our green wash, our Terra wash, all of our different additives we have also follow our Good Steward chemical program, where they're biodegradable, they're fossil fuel free, they are low VOC, so they're not going to have real strong odors that are going to bother a lot of people. And they're also going to biodegrade and go back into the environment without damaging or harming any of your water streams or anything like that. But then also on the side of soft washing, you got to think we're using a third of the water of pressure washing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not just out just blasting away at the home and seeing how much water we can use. With a third of the water, and a lot of St. Louis isn't a huge ordeal. Like right now, our rivers are way up. We're kind of getting some flooding, but you get some really dry areas or even some dry times in the summer where a lot of communities will actually have where they don't want you using a lot of water. You can't water your lawn. You can't wash your car in your driveway. So people will come to us and say, well, we're at a drought restriction. Well, that's okay because we're going to use a third of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, soft washing is very environmentally friendly.
And it's so important to be environmentally friendly today. I mean, if you go back a long time ago, well before we were born, my friend, they talk about like in New York City before cars were on the roads, they had horses and buggies, carriages, and so forth, and the pollution was horrible because there was horse manure everywhere, and then there was a lot of smokestacks. There was a lot of, wood being burned, coal, and so forth. The Steel City, which is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, you really couldn't even see that far, in front of you because of the steel industry. And so everything's been cleaned up, which is good. You talk about the fact that you're not using fossil fuels in the mechanics of that skid, that gear on the truck. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So the beauty of a Maverick soft washer, a soft wash systems partner, is all of our equipment on our trucks are electric. So we utilize electricity. They're battery powered. We have some very big, deep cycle batteries that run all of our equipment except for one piece. So we do have, because like I've said, you got to have the proper tool for every job. So we do have a pressure washer. It does use gasoline, but we hardly ever turn the thing on. So, but you have to have the right tool for every job. So sometimes there's that driveway or that patio or sidewalk or the retaining wall that we need to pressure wash. We do have that piece of equipment. But the really great thing is all of the rest of the equipment, the Blend 6X, the DC rinse pump, the pure water module, all of that stuff is electric. And not only is it electric, but we also have AC DC chargers on our trucks. And so as our trucks are driving down the road, we're recharging our batteries to try to utilize the little bit of fossil fuel that we are using. We're trying to utilize that to charge the batteries so that we're not having to plug in or run a generator or anything like that in order to keep everything on our piece of equipment working.
Yeah. So not only is the soft wash process, meaning the products that are going on the home, environmentally friendly, but as you operate your business, you guys are environmentally friendly as a company.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, everything that we use from the chemical side's all water based. And then we try to utilize that technology.
Mm.
And trust me, my friend, there will be a day when even that pressure washer will be run off of electricity.
Yeah. And you'll be driving EV vehicles as well.
That's in the future.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's getting
Yeah.
closer. You know,
Yeah.
they're almost there.
Almost there. And it's really incredible how things have changed. But um, environmentally friendly is important, especially when you're using the chemicals you're using to do the job that needs to be done. It's like using, dynamite or some explosives to do a job. Yes, we have to use them. They can be dangerous. We use them safely to get the job done right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Garrett, as always, thank you so much for joining me here on the Check A Pro Radio Show. I appreciate your expertise.
Jim, anytime. Thank you, sir.